Hello, everyone. It is Self-Care Sunday, Self-Care Edition. How are you? What are you and you, but especially you, grateful for? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. That is what I want to know. That is what I want to know tonight. What are we all grateful for? As we get started this Sunday evening, the second of April, the first Sunday in April. We got five of them too. Tell me about it. On my screens. Hey, Carrie, how are you? How are things in Florida? Hello, Kitty. Illinois is in the house. Illinois. How you all doing tonight? What is happening all in your world? How are things going? As we kick off April, we put the doors, we pull the curtain on the first quarter, pull the first curtain on March, and we are off and going in April. Yes, we are. We are off and going already. We're off to the races. Off to the races already. A nice day today. We had rain yesterday and shop is out today. It was nice. Yesterday we had a weird break in things. It got sunny and nice. Late yesterday afternoon, we went to dinner with friends, and while we were having dinner, the thunderstorms and everything else came out. And then it passed, it stopped raining by the time we finished dinner, which was nice. Well, I want you to cool it down a little bit before I get down to Florida, Carrie. When I'm down in Florida, I don't like it too hot. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook, hop right on over to YouTube. Cassandra has the link there for you in the show comments. She does. Well, let's get started here tonight. We've got the Stay Positive book. The Stay Positive book is where we go to every night. Tonight we are on page 212. I mean, pretty soon we're going to have to find a new book. Pretty soon. You don't always get what you want. Sometimes God gives you what you need to make you a better person. That's on page 212 if I didn't say the page number there. Hot and very dry. No, I don't like that. Tornadoes in your area Friday. Yuck. I hope everyone is safe, Kitty. I haven't, I fully admit to not listening to a lot of the news this weekend. So they're talking about this other topic, this event that's going to happen this week. And they're all prognosticating about it. They're all stumping about it, and I just can't listen to it. I can't drag myself into all of it and go with it. But I digress. But our first quarter is done. So this is a time as we start April. As we start April here, it is a time for reflection. This is just to say that we close the first quarter, it's over, we're on to the second quarter. Different than just the end of another month. It's the end of the first 3 months of the year. And that is a really great measuring point. Okay, you've heard me often say that resale averages out, and a lot of retail too. I mean, traditional retail, considering that is where I came from, is working with traditional retailers. Okay, and working with all the traditional retailers. Looking at things on a quarterly basis really does level out all the noise. It really does. I mean, you have too much snow, too much wind, too much tornadoes, hurricanes, rain, snow, earth, wind, fire, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the quarter tends to level things out and takes away the excuses of things. So it's important to look at the first quarter because that's what's in the book. We still got 3 quarters to go. There's a lot of this game of 2023 left to be played. There's an awful lot of game. And for those of you that are basketball fans watching the how that comes down to the buzzer, okay, business comes down that way too. But you can learn a lot from where you are at this point in the game. So taking stock, taking time to measure, and I don't mean, if you've listened to me for any period of time, you know that I do not mean just sales, because you can't look at just your sales numbers. We have to look at inventory. We have to look at inventory because inventory is future sales. Oh, Rose, we have missed you as well. No need to be incognito here. You can come as you are. We are glad to have you here. Although we hear it's hot and sticky in Florida. I don't like that. I don't like that. You got to get rid of that hot and dry before I come down there. So I can't stress enough how important it is to look at where your inventory position is. Not only your ending inventory position at the end of March, because that is important. Okay. Your ending inventory position is important because that is future sales. But what did you take in the first quarter? Okay. And how does that compare to past first quarters? Did you take in and process more inventory? Did you take in less inventory? Okay. And knowing that pace, okay, knowing where you are with that is incredibly important. Hey, April's here. The person who this month is named after, April. It's April's month, everybody. How are you? Hey, Julie Jankowicz is here too. Great to have you, Julie. So knowing that inventory position, knowing your inventory level, where you ended the month with, okay, because that is future sales. Okay. Having that there, but also knowing what you brought in for the month, okay, for the quarter, January through March, okay. This year versus last year. This year versus last year. Where are you? That is an important number to know. If you have not run that number yet, run that number. Know where that is. Know your position. Because the peaks and valleys of inventory will be your peaks and valleys of sales. Knowing that, understanding it, grasping it, and actually running with it is incredibly important. Incredibly important to the future health of this second quarter. It's much more important than, I think it was Kitty that we have better weather in the second quarter. I will say your inventory position is much more important, okay, than what the weather is in the second quarter. So knowing your inventory position and your average price per item, okay, what is the items on the floor, their average price? Is that higher than a year ago? Is that the same? Is it lower? You need more items to make up that difference? Or are you sitting pretty? Are you sitting pretty? Your inventory level is a little higher going into the second quarter, your inventory input and your sales. I can draw a chart for your sales with that. Hey, Florida Angie, how are you? Are Gracie and Tucker nursing you back to health? I hope Gracie and Tucker are nursing you back to health. You have to send me a picture of them later. Sandra was asking about the pictures of her new dogs. Although I was calling Tucker Talcum last night. I don't know why. I couldn't come up with the T name. I couldn't come up with Tucker. So that is your homework. That is, out of everything else I talk about tonight, that is your important homework. Because most everyone on here has only looked at their sales for the first month, for last month. Okay, they have only looked at their they might have even looked at their sales for the first quarter or year-to-date sales. Okay, but they have not looked at your inventory position. You have to do that. You have to look at your inventory position. Okay, because that inventory is future dollars. And who doesn't like some dollars? Who doesn't want some money? You want some money. You. And I want your bank account to be bigger. Well, my bank account to be bigger. I spent so much money this first quarter. But you want that, okay? And that is the path to getting there. Understanding your inventory, understanding your inventory position is how we get there. So know that, go home and do that, and we can talk about that part of it more on Wednesday. But you know what you did, because we can go and draw some lines, and I can tell you where it's going to be. I don't need to know the weather report. Okay, I don't need to know. I don't need to know much else. I don't. If I know that, okay, if I know what you've processed to the floor, I know what I can tell you your sales are going to be. All right, Julie. Julie's working the plan. Julie, I am so proud of you. Julie, I am so proud of you working that. You go, girl. And Julie's numbers are there because she's been working the inventory. Okay, inventory. You know, you can't sell what you don't have, although I certainly try. I certainly try. You can't sell what you don't have. So that is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. You have been working it hard. You have been. You have been. And you've been reaping the results of it. Okay? Work hard, play hard, people. Work hard, play hard. We work incredibly hard. You know, because Anna was talking about it yesterday where I was renting. You know, working harder than we have, but we work hard for intense periods of time. It's like an intense workout. Okay, we're working hard, we're working hard, we're working hard, and then we play hard. We like to play with a little bit of resting and umbrella drinks, but we play hard. We play hard. We play hard. Okay, and so know that, and you can make it happen. You can make it happen. So that's what brings me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about tonight. Okay. So April has started. Okay. We're already 2 days in. We dealt with sales. We got talked about inventory. Okay. And but the next thing I wanted to do was talk about baseball. Baseball. Major League Baseball opened its season last week. In March. In March they opened their season. Okay. But what I wanted to talk about, because I fully admit I don't know, I am not a baseball. I like watching a game in a park, in a ballpark. I can't sit and watch one on TV. Okay, I'll doze off on TV, but I can watch one in a ballpark and get into it and really enjoy it. But one of the problems baseball was facing, okay, and this relates to your business, okay, and relates to change and relates to you evolving, is how baseball has evolved and what they are doing this season to remain relevant and to remain a good game. Okay. And two of the big things they changed this year are larger bases. So big bases. I got big bases. Big bases. Okay. Okay. You didn't hire me here to sing. Okay. But most importantly, the biggest change they made, and the biggest change you can make in your mindset, excuse me, in the mindset for your business is the pitch clock, the time clock on pitchers. And I know some of you are saying, a time clock on pitchers, what's that got to do with me? Okay. Well, it's about decision making. It's about making a commitment. Okay. Making a commitment and going with it. It's about moving your business forward. It's about driving yourself forward and not letting yourself sit in decision. I was having a conversation the other day with a business owner, and they're like, well, this and that, and hem and haw, and yin yang, and it doesn't matter that much. Move forward. The cost of indecision. The cost of indecision is greater than the cost of making the wrong decision most of the time. Okay, the cost of indecision. None of what you're doing is life and death. None of what you're doing is James Bond. And what I mean by the James Bond mode, hey, really good to have you here live. What I mean when I say none of this is life or death, and none of this is a James Bond moment, is that James Bond moment in the casino where he says, where he pushes all the chips forward and bets all his chips. Well, you should never be betting all your chips on something in business. You never bet all your chips. You never put all your chips to the center. Okay, you never do all that. Okay, you never do all that. So when you take that into account, that you should never be, this is not life or death. Okay, and you should never be putting all your chips on the table. Okay, you should never be making such a big bet that it will cost you the company, that it will cost you your livelihood, that it will cost others their livelihood. But you should be taking risks. You take risks by its very nature by being a business owner, by being a business leader. For the store managers that are on here, by being a leader in your business, you're always taking some level of risk. But the greatest risk is indecision. The greatest thing against you. And that is what Major League Baseball is saying. Okay, the pitcher saying, okay, if I take a little longer and I think about it, oh, maybe I should throw it this way, or maybe I should throw the pitch that way. Maybe I should, step back and take a break and make him think and play all these head games with him. No, make a decision. Throw the ball. So what I'm telling you is you need to throw the ball. Take the ball and throw it. Go for it. Make a decision. The worst possible thing is you'll go back to the old way or you'll do something different. But most often you'll do something slightly different than what the pitch you threw. But the greatest thing is not doing anything. And that is why they have put a pitch clock on this and said you have to do something. That is why in football they have the clock. Okay. They have these in sports. Okay. Because they know you have to make a decision. You've heard the saying, get off the pot. Get off the pot. Just go. Just go, people. And that is why it's a lesson you can take to your business. That's why when I heard about this in baseball, I'm like, yes, even though they still had some really long games today. Okay, it's a learning curve. There's a learning curve for a pitching curve. There's a learning curve also. But yes, you can do it. You can lead and grow. But make a decision. Okay. Never bet the house. Never bet everything. Never put all chips on the table. Okay. Never put yourself and your business in danger like that. There's not that moment. You are not James Bond. You are not Congress that can print money. Okay. But do make decisions. Do make decisions. Do not endanger yourself or your business by not making decisions. It is more important to make a decision and move on. Be always asking next. Let's go. Let's just keep it moving forward. Keep moving forward. And this year is moving forward. So be there and move forward. That is what baseball is teaching you here. Keep moving forward. Keep going. Okay, and keep making decisions and don't get held back. Don't get penalized by holding yourself back. So often we hold ourselves back, okay? We poll everybody. We take everybody on Facebook. What do you think I should do? Okay, we ask our friends, our neighbors, our husbands, our spouses, our significant others, our friends, our neighbors, our people that have no business telling you how to run your business. Instead of just making a decision and going forward. Use the clock. Use the clock in meetings. Use the clock in staff meetings. Use the clock as your decision tool. Okay? Use the clock as your decision tool. Okay? Because, as I said in My Cousin Vinny, my clock is ticking. Your clock is ticking. Your business clock is ticking. Keep on ticking forward. Forward, people. Forward, forward motion, forward motion, and you will win. Forward motion, and you will win. That is what I'm telling you. Yes, My Cousin Vinny is an awesome movie. Two you. Did you say two you? Yes, I said two you. Okay. But there are so many lessons from that movie, and I know I'm mixing lessons here now. I'm mixing lessons, but I want one of these, okay, which are all fundamentally the same, to click with you. Okay, I have used several metaphors, all which come back to the same thing, and I want it to click. I want one of them to click with you. And it doesn't matter which one it is. Okay, I mean, I have people tell me, you actually watched it today. That's awesome. Okay, did you see this or tell your story about that? I'm like, which story? But I had, these are all come to mind because they all are relevant. Okay, I mean, I've used baseball, I've used James Bond, I've used My Cousin Vinny, all in here. Yes, sometimes you do need a swift kick in the butt. I mean, I heard yesterday. They were talking about a pacemaker defibrillator, and how that keeps you in rhythm, how that keeps your body in rhythm. And they're like, well, what does it feel like when it goes off? Well, it feels like you got kicked by a dog in the chest. It feels like you got kicked, but you get back up. You get back up with it. That's why you have it. It sets the pace. It sets your motion forward. Listen to your beat. Set your tune and keep moving forward. Set your tone. Set your tone. Set your beat. Okay? Play to your music, not somebody else's. Wow, I've got a lot of different metaphors tonight. And I don't mean to be all over the place. What I want to show you is I know one of these speaks to you. Okay? Not every metaphor I use speaks to everybody, and I know that. I don't have one that speaks to everybody. But when you think about it, when you think about you, when you look in your mirror and see you, know how you keep moving it forward. Know how you keep moving it forward. So know that. Know that. And that is how we do it, people. So set the clock and move forward. Because it's ticking, ticking, ticking. Okay. There you go, people. You know what else is ticking? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. Oh yeah, ring the bell. Ring that bell. Now when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody in your own business. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. So we can help everybody. Everybody build their business. I'm here every Sunday and Wednesday at More live in the Next Level Retail Consulting Facebook page and on YouTube. But if you have a question for me, just email me, Neil, N-E-I-L at nextlevelresale.com, N-E-I-L at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every night with the Stay Positive book, Stay Positive, people. Page 212 tonight. You don't always get what you want. Sometimes gives you what you need to make you a better person. Life is fragile. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. Make the most of today. Love life, love people, serve others, and care for. Indeed, care more people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abrams, and I feel like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We always are up for a party. This is a 25th celebration coming up here later in April. It's coming up. Can't tell. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. But until then, until Wednesday night at more 8 Finish, know that you, but most importantly, yes, you, on Wednesday, it's time to dessert. Make it a great week, as April says.